P.O.L.
Yo, what up everybody? Intravenous here, back with another episode from P.O.L. Game Review and P.O.L. Music. Today we're going to get back into some PlayStation 2 games. If you've caught up with my previous episodes, we've done 5 parts so far of PS2 gems. I don't call them hidden gems, as you might have heard before. I say this like a broken record, but they're not all hidden. And some of them you might not have heard of though, and so we're going to do things differently this time. So the next few episodes are going to be a new segment, a new series you might say. It's going to be fighting games for the PlayStation 2. And instead of picking out gems, I'm going to be playing every single fighting game that I can get my hands on. So far I have at least 30. So there's going to be a lot. I think we're going to kick it at 5 per episode, just like we do the gems. Unless there's something a little not that important. Maybe a game isn't that great. For example, in one of the episodes, I'm going to be talking about Backyard Wrestling 1 and 2 in the same episode, and you'll see why when it comes. But in this episode, we're going to talk about these 5 games for the PlayStation 2. Yes, we've got Soul Calibur 2, Soul Calibur 3, Street Fighter Anniversary Collection, The King of Fighters 11, and Neo Geo Battle Coliseum. So without any further ado, thanks so much for tuning in, and let's get into it. Yeah! Alright guys and gals, men and women, everyone, kids and cadets, aliens, animals, dogs and cats. Welcome to the show. So in the first episode here of PlayStation 2 fighting games, we're going to start it off strong with Neo Geo Battle Coliseum. This is a game that is a little harder to find, I think, for the PlayStation 2. I don't think it's that much, probably like $20 or $30, though I haven't looked into it lately. This is, of course, from SNK Play More USA. Also, Cryware was involved, and it has a badge on the back that says Japan Content. I've never seen that before. Let's talk about this. This is a really good game. Neo Geo Battle Coliseum. A world on the verge of eternal darkness. The government has secretly dispatched its 2 best secret agents to a fighting competition known as the Neo Geo Battle Coliseum. Their mission is to enter the competition and find out the secrets of the Wares conglomerate and stop the maniac who is reportedly planning to take down the Neo Geo world. I guess in the Neo Geo universe, the universe is called Neo Geo. These games are really cool, these Neo Geo games. The SNK ones we're going to talk about, King of Fighters 11 next. They have similar styles. They're just like arcade games, 2D fighting games. What's interesting about them is they have these large sprites that are kind of pixelated. Like it's almost like they took them out of the other games and just grew the sprites. The backgrounds are actually a little more highly detailed than the characters themselves. But let me tell you, the gameplay is excellent. A total of 40 characters in all taken from SNK's most popular franchises, including Metal Slug, King of Fighters, Samurai Showdown, World Heroes, and many more. 2-on-2 tag team battle format, switch tag team members during matches. Color edit mode, modify the appearance of your favorite characters. 6 hidden characters to unlock. Exclusive new game mode, Tag Play. This plays very much like Marvel vs. Capcom. Marvel vs. Capcom 2, you might say. It's a little less fleshed out. The game in here that's most like Marvel vs. Capcom 2 is going to be Street Fighter 3. I love that game. This game is really cool. I had a lot of fun playing it. I am not really huge into the following of SNK and Neo Geo games, so a lot of the characters I didn't recognize personally. Of course, you got people like Terry Bogard. It's a good game. It's a great game. And you'll see some footage here. Very fun to play. One thing we're going to do here is kind of keep it short and sweet. I'm going to do my best at that. So next up, let's talk about another SNK game. SNK Play More USA. This is the King of Fighters 11. The King of Fighters 11 is a new King of Fighters tournament. And it has been announced, but not all is what it seems. Fight through the toughest fighters in the world to unlock the mystery behind the stolen Orochi seal and Yata mirror. Total of 11 teams, 47 characters, including 3 all-new characters to the franchise. 3 new abilities added: Quick Shift, Saving Shift, and Dream Cancel, as well as the new Judgment system and skill stocks. The exclusive characters Mai Shiranui, Tung Fu Ru, and EX Kyo Kusanagi. I'm sure I really messed those up. Sorry. Various modes of play include arcade play, team play, endless challenge, and practice. 14 new endings and 4 new stages exclusive to the console version. Of course, these fighting games are going to be multiplayer. And you're either a 2D fighting game type of guy, a 3D fighting game type of guy, girl, anyone, person, cat, dog, mouse. Or you like the 3Ds. The 3Ds, the 2Ds, sometimes you like them both. It's kind of, up in the air. Me, I'm a 2D guy, mostly. But there are some exceptions. I do highly recommend this game. It plays very similar in style to Battle Coliseum. Of course, it's also from SNK Playmore. And it also has the Japan content seal on the back. Cryware was not involved in this one. Very good game. I don't think it's too expensive. Next up, let's talk about one more 2D fighting game before we get into our 3Ds for this episode. And this is kind of a cheat because it's 2 games in one. Funny because it's called the Anniversary Collection. But a collection to me usually has more than 2 games. But, it's still awesome. Street Fighter Anniversary Collection. This is the 15th anniversary. Best of the best. 15 years of Street Fighter supremacy. This awesome compilation features Hyper Street Fighter 2, a blend of 5 Street Fighter 2 games in one, plus the arcade smash hit Street Fighter 3 Third Strike. Prepare yourself for the ultimate collection of Ultimate Fighters, including Ryu, or Ryu, however you say it, Ken, Chun-Li, Cammy, Bison, and more. Bonus feature includes the full-length feature film of Street Fighter 2, the animated movie. I didn't realize that. I'm gonna have to go back and watch that. Yeah. Incredible fighting techniques with parrying, leap attacks, and super arts moves. Mix and match characters from previous Street Fighter 2 games to create countless dream matches. This, as far as it goes, is very interesting to me because my one go-to fighting game ever since I was a kid was on the Sega Genesis. It was Street Fighter 2 Championship Edition, and I played it all the time. We'd have competitions with the neighbors and the kids in the neighborhood. It was really fun. I thought that was like the game I was best at, but when I went back and played it, I am terrible at Street Fighter 2 now. It's just so much different. After I've gone on to faster games, such as the Marvel vs. Capcom series, going back to Street Fighter 2, Hyper Fight, even if it's the Hyper Street Fighter 2 version, you could choose the speeds. I tried several speeds. I was not good at it like I used to be. However, Street Fighter 3, I am really good at because it plays so much smoother. I feel like it's really like the best controlling Street Fighter game there is out there. I know there are people who either love it or hate it. I first played Street Fighter 3 on the Sega Dreamcast, and I was a little biased towards 2 at that time because I was so used to it, but as time goes on and now looking back, Street Fighter 3 is where it's at. I love it, and this is a really good game to have in your collection, especially now that we see it has the full-length feature film of Street Fighter 2, the animated series. Wicked. Alright, next up, we got Soul Calibur 2. Soul Calibur 2 is another game I also played first on the Sega Dreamcast, and it was another one of my go-to games. I thought I was the best at it. I usually play as like Kalik or Taki. Going back and playing Soul Calibur 2 is kind of like going back and playing Street Fighter 2. It's a little bit different, you know, not quite as well polished when you step back in time. I have every Soul Calibur game there is, except for the newest one, which is 6, I think. I have to grab that. But I have all the other ones. And I thought Soul Calibur 2 was my go-to. Turns out 3 is better. Let's see what it says on the back, though. Transcending history and the world, a tale of souls and swords, eternally retold. 4 years had passed since the Spirit Sword, Soul Calibur, defeated the evil Soul Edge. At the end of that fateful battle, the shards of the shattered Soul Edge were scattered across the world, and Soul Calibur was lost to the void. Now, the evil that still resides in the scattered shards of Soul Edge threatens again to engulf the world in darkness. Over 15 warriors, both familiar and new, battle each other in search of Soul Edge. More than 10 exciting game modes, including arcade mode, time attack mode, survival mode, burst mode, and team battle mode. Collect and use over 200 weapons and items in the all-new Weapon Master mode. Necrid character created by Todd McFarlane Productions exclusively for the home console. Todd McFarlane, baby, spawn. Unlockable features including characters, costumes, arenas, and more. Heihachi from the Tekken series is a special guest appearing exclusively for PlayStation 2. This is cool. Really good condition too. I'm glad this is in such good condition. I did not know Necrid was created by Todd McFarlane. That is so sick. You guys check out my spawn collecting videos. This is cool. But you know what's way better? And a game that I never actually played until recently. I don't know why it took this long. Probably because there's so many Soul Caliburs. Soul Calibur 3. In case I didn't mention before, these are both from Namco. These are Namco games. Soul Calibur 3 is everything Soul Calibur 2 is, but pushed to the max. I have to mention that these are some of the most beautiful fighting games. The cutscenes are brilliant, very clean, almost, you know, top of the line as far as what they could do with the graphics. It's like watching Final Fantasy cutscenes. The Soul Calibur fighting games are much more in depth with story. It's almost like an adventure in itself. But Soul Calibur 3 goes even further. It's got new characters. It's got a create a character mode. There are all these weapons and items you can unlock. So cool. Let's read the back. New modes, new souls, new ways to battle for the legendary swords. Nightmare returns to wield the evil sword Soul Edge in Soul Calibur 3. This new addition to a legendary franchise pits classic and new characters in lethal battles for the two legendary swords. Continue the timeless saga of these epic battles in the Tales of Souls mode. Delve deeper into the world of Soul Calibur by creating your own warrior in character creation mode, and engaging in real-time strategy battles in Chronicles of the Sword mode. New characters. Play as new characters Zasalamel, Satsuka and Tira, and perfect moves and combos with their new weapons. New Chronicles of the Sword. Create your own character for an all-new real-time strategy adventure. Chronicles of the Sword. Employ strategy in classic combat to ensure your team's victory. And finally, we have new locations of battles. Battle across over 18 breathtaking stages while embarking on the next chapter in the Tale of the Two Swords. And with the new character creation, you can choose your warrior's occupation, weapons, face, hairstyle, clothing, armor, and more in this character creation mode. This is so awesome. And in fact, I did once again better in the fighting mechanics in this than Soul Calibur 2, similar to Street Fighter 3 and Street Fighter 2. It's not as an extreme change. Now, at the end of each one of these videos, I do want to tell you my favorite games. And for this one, I am going to pick Soul Calibur 3 and Neo Geo Battle Coliseum. Yes, one for each type, the 3D and the 2D genres. They're awesome. So there you go, guys. Thanks so much for sticking around to the end of the episode. I hope you enjoyed this and this new topic of fighting games for the PlayStation 2. I have a lot to play through, and we're going to play through all of them, the popular ones and the ones you might not have ever heard of. So thanks for sticking around to the end of the episode. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed it. It really helps out my channel, and there's going to be a lot more stuff coming. I drop at least one video every week. Usually it's 2, sometimes it's 3. And in addition to our PS2 games, We also have Spawn collecting videos, and I'm into retro everything, so please let me know what you think about this and any suggestions you might have for future games. Until next time, everyone. Bye!
Yeah, you can get it tricked out. Take it round the block and all the ladies flip out. But it don't fly. Too bad it don't fly.